Our Kenyan roads have different kind of users. Some walk by foot, others use public service vehicles or matatus, and many have the pleasure of driving their own cars. However, there's a group of road users who choose motorcycles to be their means of transport. They are known to be efficient by getting around town and between traffic. We'll meet people who choose motorcycles to be a part of their lives. This is life on a motorcycle. To get first-hand experience, I met a rider who tells me of his life on a motorcycle.
My name is Alex Juguna. I'm a biker. I ride a ZX6 2012. So why a bike? Okay, they're fun in the first place. They're fun. Okay, the speed, the sound, the convenience. The good thing about the bikes, most people love them. They're good. They look good on the road. They're fast, which is a thing. Which is why most people ride. The speed, the adrenaline, it's just amazing. My first experience was in 2017. I have a friend who sells bikes. So one time he had a bike that he was selling, and I decided, why not get on it and try it. It was a big bike. It was a Suzuki Katana 750cc. It was big for me, yeah, but earlier I had learned the do's and don'ts. So that is actually the most important thing. I loved everything about it. The freedom, the speed, the going around, it's so easy compared to cars. Going between cars, it's easy and fast. Also the sound and the attention, it's just amazing. If you have a big bike with a big sound, you get a lot of attention, which is actually amazing, and it gives you a good feeling when you insert the helmet. Also, bikes are a big deal, yeah. They're different. It's a different thing from the common thing, cars, Subarus, whatnot. They look good. You look good on them. And they're just amazing to be on. Once you get on a bike, you always want to be on a bike. Yeah.
Alex is a young man in his 20s, so I sought to find out what his parents thought of his choice of owning a motorcycle.
They're not easy on it. My parents are not easy on me being on a bike. Once is they're considered dangerous, maybe because of what we know about borders. The people die on borders, whatnot. The way borders ride, going all over on the road, they're not safe. But once you get, there's a difference between the common borders and the respectful riders. No matter, there are borders, but we also have bikers on small bikes who have a lot of respect for the road.
I also met another rider, and he describes to me his life on a motorcycle so far.
My name is Madanga. Watu wengi wanijua kama Baba Jaden ama Baba Milana. So Baba J Mila. Yes, my name is Madanga. I live in Nairobi, Langata, and I'm a rider.
So why a motorcycle?
Well, acha nikuambie, nime-hustle na matatu bro. Number one thing is I wanted to buy a car. I had cash, I had 250. I wanted to buy a car. I got a good deal, Vitz. Nice, unajua kishatoka nini, gari nini. Then nilikuwa naishi Pango. So Pango unangojanga mat 3 hours. Ndio ijae ama 2 hours. Then suddenly a friend of mine akaniambia buy a bike. I've ridden a bike before, ushago hizi ma boxer nini. Then I got a good deal. This baby here, my first baby, ita J Mila. This guy alikuwa amebuy hii bike akakaa nayo for 4 months, 6 months there. Then aka upgrade to off-road. Then akaipost, nikaiangalia, kwenda kuiangalia, got a good deal. Nikafunga macho na nikachukua. Even though nilianguka but nikafunga macho nikachukua. But the first time I got this bike, the first time niliendea, hiyo siku mvua ilikuwa inanyesha. The first time naendesha 223cc na mvua imenyesha. You can imagine. So nilikuwa natoka Langata naenda Pango. Nimechukua hii bike, iko fresh, iko mpya, kila kitu iko sawa. Then sikuanguka. kutoka LA mpaka Pango, but the moment nilifika kwa plot nilianguka. Thank God though, but it was a very nice experience. Very nice.
What did your family think when you first got a bike?
Well, madhangu kwanza alikataa. Abuda naye alikuwa like unajua wanaume. My brother alifurahi, my sister alifurahi, but as much as walifurahi, it got me thinking that they care so much. Unaona? As much as I got a bike, they also want me to be safety. Unaona? My safety, my number one priority ilikuwa safety. Along the run walipenda. Unaona? I came to convince my mom bike is good. My brother nini, brother wako form 4. Anapenda kuendesha hii bike sana, but as much as anapenda kuendesha, nampatia rules and regulations. Sipite this maximum speed, sifanye nini. But all in all is safety. Enter home alive and will also be assured.
These kind of motorcycles require a lot of maintenance, so I sought to find out a mechanic's point of view. Many motorcycles have passed through their garages and they have landed their hands on each and one of them. One such garage is Ultimate Bikes Garage.
I'm Alex, popularly known as Alex Bandos. Don't ask why Bandos. I'm a manager at Ultimate Bikes Garage. We have a shop at Roasters, Thika Road. And major what we do, we repair bikes, sell bikes, services, and accessories. Also gear, riding gear. Okay, I've always had a passion for riding since I was young. My grandfather used to own a motorcycle, and I was a fan of I was his fan. I love a motorcycle from that young, from an early age. That's what I meant to say. And since then to now, I've kept the passion, and that's where I am, and that's where I'm still riding. The first time I rode a bike was in 2008, and was a boda back in the village. And the next time I bought my own motorbike using my own money was in 2013 when I was in Nairobi. The difference comes, you ride a small bike and then you end up trying to ride or testing or having the chance to experience riding a bigger bike. A bigger bike handles way better, more smoother and more power. So the experience, I would say, it's really changed me and my perspective to motorcycles. We've had a lot of achievements, I'll say that, but biggest achievement was putting up a bike from scratch, putting up a bike together. A 1984 bike, a CRF bike that was in disrepair and had a lot of stuff to be replaced and some part to be modified. So that would have been our biggest achievement to date. The owner had given up on the bike, but we didn't give up on the bike. We got the parts, sourced all the spares, repaired it, and this is the third month running and the bike is in good condition. So that for me and for Ultimate Bike Garage has been a major achievement. The biggest challenge to date is diagnostics units. The ones that you'll use on, you'll run, you need this to run on bikes, to identify some of the faults. It's sometimes very hard to find a fault manually, step by step. It's tedious, time consuming, and the clients will probably get frustrated from that. But if you had a system whereby you just plug the bike in and check, you'll be able to identify the fault and correct it without having to go through so much trouble. So I'll say diagnostics units, the fact that they are so expensive, a kit goes for half a mil. So that remains to be the biggest challenge as it is in Kenya. Also, the sourcing of spare parts. Some of the bikes will not get parts for. It will be very difficult to get parts for that. You will really have to have someone in a particular country to look for a particular part for you. Especially for old bikes or bikes that are no longer in use, obsolete bikes that is.
Not far from Roasters, I got to visit another garage in Roysambu, Bikecraft Garage. Though still under construction, the garage does not stop its operations. Motorcycles still get checked up by their mechanics.
My name is Evans from Bikecraft. Basically what we do here, we service bikes, we repair bikes, we source for parts, we buy old bikes, we buy new bikes, we sell them. Basically everything to do with two wheels at Bikecraft. The motorcycles still are not for everyone. It's not like a car. It's something, if you really want a motorcycle, you'll go get a motorcycle and you know how to handle and you know how to live that life. It's a different life from everyone else. You have to wear some type of clothes, every time. You understand that feeling that you have to wear this blue overall every time I come in here. So it's kind of a lifestyle that it is something that you really want. It's not something that you just jump into because you want to avoid traffic. My family doesn't have a problem with me riding a motorcycle. They actually amazed just like anyone else that I pass by on streets. And they have no negative comments about riding a motorcycle. So for my family, whoever that want to buy a bike, I advise them on what to do, on what to get, on what to get. But nobody from my family has bought one, so I'm okay wherever they are. If they don't want to ride, stay good. If they want to ride, stay good. Well, at times we in our country right now we don't have spare parts ready available. We have to source them outside the country. Sometimes shipping companies might take longer, so you find so many bikes lying around waiting for parts. That is the main challenge actually. But the fact that a bike can come on a truck with a dead engine and leaves the garage by itself, that's a proper achievement. We have a loads of projects coming. It's only that our garage is still under construction, so we have not been able to invite those projects in here yet. But we're going to reopen the garage as it is and start working.
I ask Evans if he ever regrets having a motorcycle.
Never. No way. I cannot regret having a motorcycle. Till my hands and my legs cannot shift a gear, cannot throttle, and cannot hold brakes. That's the only time I can stop riding.
The world of automotive engineering and mechanics is known to be a world for men. However, in Black Rose Garage, a lady is making efforts to change the narrative.
My name is Mary Wairimo, popularly known as Nish. I'm 23 years old and I'm a bike mechanic. It's a passion. My family also is into bikes. My father, he has a bike, so it comes in with the blood. My first time on a bike was 2 years ago. The experience was nice, considering that still I'm in the industry now, fully into the industry. First it was scary, but later on you become confident, and as you upgrade the CC, it becomes better. The experience is much better. In the recent 1 year, the number of bikes has really increased at a very high rate, because everyone wants a bike, because it's very easy to navigate using bikes. They are cheaper to maintain, they are fast, they are reliable.
I asked her what do people think of her career as a bike mechanic.
How are people taking it that you're a lady who is a bike mechanic?
Some people are amazed, some people are envious, some people are not so happy about it, because in a male-dominated world, most of the males feel like they have to be there on top. So when they see a female who can do what they can do, they don't take it that well, but most of them they really appreciate. The ladies, they kind of fear the industry. Most say they can't, others say it's too hard. Others generally fear engineering, so it's kind of hard trying to recruit them to come into the industry. My biggest achievement was when I worked on a bike on my own without any help. It was okay. Someone may say it's a small thing, but servicing a bike it's such a big deal, and you have to open most parts of the bike, and you have to return the bike as it was. Because if you have the skill, you're good, you're okay. All that matters is you have the skill. Bikers are very close, especially when someone gets an accident. We are ready to help each other in any way. Always, we are always there for each other. That's the best thing about biking. It's not about, oh, you crashed, sort yourself. No, there is always someone somewhere out there for you who is always ready to help.
Despite the fact that motorcycles are not as safe as the four-wheeled cars, it is clear that these bikes and the riders themselves attract a lot of attention. people definitely have perceptions about them.
Motorcycles are dangerous.
Oh, if I buy a bike, it will kill me. I will fall down with it, it will injure me.
The chances of you living longer, it's reduced, which is true.
This is what the riders had to say.
Motorcycles are not dangerous. Everything can kill you, only that you need to choose what will kill you.
If you're meant to die on a bike, you'll die on a bike. If you're meant to die on a matatu, people die.
They are safe if you're careful. If you do proper gear and approved gear, they will go fast as fast as you want it. It is not there to kill you. As long as you don't throttle too much, it will go wherever you want it to.
It's all about the discipline. It's all about what you want, what you do with the bike, how good you handle the bike, how respectful you are of the bike. Because you have to respect the bike, you have to respect the power, you have to respect the speed.
There's a growing number of fans of these machines on two wheels in Kenya, and the experienced riders have advice for the new and aspiring riders.
Yeah, what I'll advise a new rider to do, first of all, consider whether the availability of parts. If you can get a parts for a particular brand that you want to buy, that's alright. If you can't get the parts, or if sourcing the parts proves to be tedious or difficult, too expensive, then maybe I would advise you to go in that direction. Number two would be the use. What are you buying the bike for? What's the main reason? Is it for commute? Is it for tour? Is it for business? So you also have to consider that before you buy a bike.
Buy a bike from somewhere that you can get proper advice. For a new rider, you don't just buy any bike. There are a couple of things that you're supposed to check. You have to check what type of bike you want, what were you going to use it, your budget, and maybe even type of color, because these bikes are really something that you really get attached to. So you don't want just anything.
A well-maintained bike, a Kenyan registered bike, because registering a bike right now, it's really expensive. So look out for the bikes which are not registered, because also the cops are after the unregistered bikes. Yeah. What we really emphasize on gear. You must have the helmet, the knee pads, knee guards. You must have the full boots, full suit. You can have it. The jacket. You need gears out here. Motorists, they don't have mercy on us, or even just a small accident can fatally cause your life or your body.
So invest in safety. Kuna msee aliniambia, you dress for the slide, not for the ride. No, by the end of the day, there are people who depend on you. Your mother, your father, your sister, your brother. So go home. As much as unapenda your bike, invest in safety.
In a bid to understand their lifestyle, I asked each one of them to describe the feeling on a motorcycle.
The same feeling that you feel when you take water when you're thirsty, the same feeling. Bike is a very addictive lifestyle. Once you start riding one, you're not going back. And that's why there's no way you can find our garage closed at any day, apart from Sundays.
I don't know, I have no words to express this. It's just freedom, I feel free. I don't care. I feel like I don't have to worry about anything else in the world. Just as long as I have my bike with me, that's all. Freedom, bro. Freedom. People think they are free, but I think you are freer. That's a thing when you're on a bike.
It's a thrill, a good thrill. It's relaxing. Let's say it's like a drug. It makes you feel good.
Being on a bike, it's amazing. You can't compare it to anything. It's a sense of freedom. It's a sense of power. It's a sense of being free, being open. Mostly, you can compare it to being able to fly or something like that.
I can't express it, but anything good or bad, whenever I'm on this bike, I tend to forget it. I tend to be free. Riding a bike gives me peace and gives me freedom.
We've seen and heard people who choose motorcycles to be a part of their lives. They speak for many more riders on our Kenyan roads. It is a life that needs a lot of care and caution. It is dangerous but still worthwhile, with a taste of freedom. This is the life on a motorcycle.